Hey guys, we're back. Yesterday we posted about the brakes on the 52.
They're bad.
They were bad. The driver's side wasn't too bad. We done a little sanding on the pads, but when we broke into the passenger side, they were gone. The pads were
Pieces.
gone. So we got a hold of O'Reilly's and they ordered us some. I went and picked them up today. We go out there and break into that box and look at the new pads, and we're going to go ahead and put pads on both sides today. We're not just going to do one side. That wouldn't be very good. So we're just going to go ahead and put both sides on. We'll do one side and see. Maybe y'all want to see do both sides. Maybe, I don't know. But we'll break in this box. We go ahead and get my knife. And let's go out here and show you what the new pads are supposed to look like.
It's so nice today. Yeah.
What I didn't get is the springs and stuff that come in a package, but we got good springs on there. I think them are new springs that I put on there last time. The only thing that I put on there that I had to make them was some adjustments. I had to use 2 or 3 different ones to make 2, one for each side. I can't remember what it was. I remember I didn't have the adjustments were froze up on it, so I had to kind of put 2 and 2 together to make 2. Anyway, these are the new pads here to sell. You got the pad on there. Used to, back in the day, you had a trade-in on these parts here as long as you didn't get into the metal. Whenever you replaced there was always on the backs. I forgot when they started doing the front as without the hubs. But anyway, back in the day, if you didn't get into the metal, they would take this part in for a trade-in, and it was pretty expensive too. It was like $15, and in the 80s, 70s and 80s, $15 was $15. I'm not kidding. So they had a pretty good trade-in on them at that time. But now everything's just a throwaway. You just throw stuff away. But anyway, we get these put on. Throw that in there. So we got kids playing ball next door. I hope you can hear us. But let's get. I hope that wheel cylinder ain't messed up in there. I should have took it apart. Should have took it apart yesterday and seen, but there ain't no leakage in here, so that's good. So the first thing you want to do is kind of make sure you got the right ones, which them look pretty good, pretty right there. Everything looks pretty good. There's not a right and a left side; they're both the same. There's only one way wrong. You can put them upside down. That's the only thing you can do. But it doesn't matter if this goes over here. There's not a right or a left. You can put them on either side. It doesn't matter. So let's get these springs here off. This spring here off. We're going to take this adjustment, do a little greasing on it, and it did get hot. I'm not kidding you. Do a little adjustment on it. I don't know what it is. My brake cleaner stuff right there. Yep, get it all over the concrete. Yep. I'm glad it's going to rain. I'll soak up some of it. Should have put my 2x4 under here, my 2x6 under here. All right, let's get these springs off. Front ones are always easy because there's not an emergency brake up here. The back ones are hard because it's got an emergency brake cable in there. And I'm not sure how they work. I never did put the emergency brake back on one. I done the back, I always just done away with it. But let's see if we can get these springs off right here. Get this spring off right here. And then the thing that holds the pads in here are these 2 little things right here that hold them on there as you get the springs on there. And these springs can be a pain in the butt. I'm not kidding you. I don't have a spring. mover. There it is. And that goes like that. And then you got these things. That's your adjustment right there. That's how they adjust. And man, them things get hot, and you gotta take them apart, and you want to put some grease in there. I don't have a wire brush. Nothing on. I got a drill, wire brush from a drill, but you can take that apart and grease it up real good. That sucker's tough. I'm not kidding you. Wind is really blowing today.
Yeah.
Hope y'all hear something else besides the wind. And we got trucks coming down the road. But anyway,
Are
that's
they
your adjustment
fixing
right
the
there.
road?
Yeah.
They're
That's
actually
your-
fixing it. They're just,
This time of year, it does not matter what you do.
it just gets worse and worse. So.
There it is. Wondering where that went. Glad I didn't lose that. Okay. Then you take these things off right here. You got to hold the back of it. Looks like the spring is a little bit loose, but then there's a. See how that hole is oblong?
Nope.
You push it on there and you turn it. And that hole's oblong. You push it on the pin there and you turn it, and that spring pushes back against it, keeps it from popping off there. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose that stuff. I mean, you go get another spring. You could get another spring kit. And I think this comes with it, but take that one off. You can see that one don't even have no pad left on it at all. That one don't have no pad on it at all. Guys, we got a tractor over there. I don't know if we're gonna be able to hear me or not. Man, got to do a lot of looking. Tractor trying to blade the road down because the road looks terrible out there.
This time of year, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but this thing right here, my wheel cylinder. Let's see about my wheel cylinder here. It's still in there. You can see right here, that's what I'm talking about on the other side, that little piston there, it's not very long at all. It's only this much of the cylinder. And when you push on your brake pedal, fluid comes in and pushes out on this, which in turn pushes this, and that's what pushes your brake pads to push them out to give you braking. But this one, it's still in there, and it wasn't leaking. I bet I'm gonna have to break the back.
Are
of
you
that
bleeding or is that goop?
goop?
Okay.
Not bleeding yet. I guess I'm probably gonna have to break that bleeder thing back here to try to push this back in. These are new. I put these on there whenever we got the truck. These things here were in terrible shape.
Mm-hmm.
So these right here are brand new. So I might have to break that bleeder back here, I guess, and try to push that piston back in there. You just don't want to get no air in there because you don't want to spend half the day trying to bleed the brakes like we did on the back that time. And I'm gonna have to I might go get a wrench. So give me a minute. We'll be back just a second. All right, guys. I got my socket. I ain't got my glasses on. It says 10 millimeter, but there's a bleeder back here. It had a little rubber drumming on it to keep the dirt and stuff out of it. But I had to break that. All I done was just barely cracked it, push that piston back in there, and then you can put your push rod back on there. Like so. But I don't know why they designed this like it. Most, well, newer, I guess, this is a 52. Most of have a push rod here and here, but these trucks only come out with one push rod. Don't know why. Guess they wasn't worried about it back in the day. But anyway, we got the push rod put back in there, which is, the piston pushed back in, push rod put back in. So now you can tell how these go in there.
Because of how they are.
Because of,
You have to, Dad.
yeah, because of how it is, or how they are.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Morsky. You got it round, it's round right here, and that's where that goes, like that right there. And then your piston goes in that right there, like so. Then you got to put that little rod, little pin right there, hold on to it in the back. And you got this piece that goes on there first. Goes on there like this. There's it's got an innie and outie. I put the outie out on the first one. And you turn it so it don't come off there. Then you got your spring. It goes on right here. And then you got your other one. And I put the outie part in on this one. Push it in and you turn it where it won't come off there, like so. And that holds your pad on there while you're getting all your other stuff on there. Same thing on this one, you got the round part goes up here. Like I said, there's not a right or a left. Both of them look the same. Both of them got the spot for the push rod. Everything's the same on it. Might be a little tricky trying to get that. I may have to bleed that off a little bit more to get that one in there farther. And I'm not left-handed either. Same thing on this. The little cap goes in the inside, then your spring goes on there. I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do this, but like if you have a son and your son will come over and help you.
He's not turning 21 today and has plans.
Yeah. Like so. I have to open that bleeder up again to push that piston farther in there. Like so. Alright, now then. Kind of lined up there. Like that. And then you got this piece right here, holds the top on, you put it right here. And then you got this spring hooks in this part right here. pull it up and hook it in. There, that I stretched a little bit. That might be my problem too, my springs. Maybe a little weak. Same thing with this one. Like so, then get your adjustment, and you want to put a little grease on these threads. While you got it out, you might as well go ahead and put a little grease on them. Now you got to put a little grease on these threads, like so. You don't want a whole lot on there, and you may not want grease on there because the brake dust might stick to it. But I like greased up, like so. And run it back in there. You can wipe the excess off because that brake dust will stick to that grease. And you got a little excess right there, just wipe her off. And then what I like to do is imagine it being in there. I want to put a little grease on that too. Make it turn a little bit easier. I like to turn it, that way you know which way to adjust your brake. So it's in there like that. So it'll be me putting the screwdriver in there,
going down
and
with
pushing it down. We'll adjust them out. So we'll be putting the screwdriver in there and actually picking the screwdriver up to push it down. Okay. So this is going to go right here. And you want to run that all the way in, just for starters. You want to run it all the way in. And then you got this spring here. Like I said, the spring kind of acts, got two different purposes. It keeps this from spinning, and it pushes the brake pedal, pushes the brake pads back together. So, oh, that's gonna be fun. Let's do it like this. Put that one back there, and then let's put this one up here. Like so. And there you go.
What's that?
What's what?
Fell.
What fell?
That.
This?
Yeah. Oh, that's for your
my
bearings.
washer. Yeah.
Okay.
A washer. There you go. That's how you, simple, easy. I don't know why they don't make it this simple anymore. It's simple, easy stuff. But y'all seen how we put it back together. We're gonna grease the bearings up, grease them bearings up. And we'll get back with you on the other side. We'll start breaking the other side down. We'll get back with you. Give us about that long.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got the hub back on there. Got the bearings greased up. Got it all ready to adjust. See how we can turn it like that. And remember the adjustment, I had to turn it down to make it come out. So I got to pick the screwdriver in there and pick up on the screwdriver to adjust it. I'm finna lay down in all this stuff right here too. I'm not kidding you. It's great. But I did find a pry bar that'll work a lot better than that screwdriver did. So let's get under here. That you got that little window back here.
You want me back there?
Huh?
You want me back there?
I think they can figure out that window. I think we've seen it on that other one. But you can feel those teeth in there. And remember to turn your drum You can hear it start dragging a little bit there. Go a little bit more. Well, she ain't dragging good enough. You can hear it dragging. I do it until I can't turn it. That makes sure you get all the brakes level on both sides. Well, they're hitting both sides of the drum. Instead of just one of them may hit before the other one does. And it'll stop the drum kind of, see there, it's pretty tight, but you can still turn it. Them refined threads on that adjustment, so it does take a lot of turns. I know it seems like I'm turning a lot, but it takes a lot of turns. But right there, it's pretty tight. Now you want to back it off. Now then, we'll back it off a little bit. We're still dragging just a little too much. You want a hint
Up.
Of a drag, just a hint of a drag on it. The other way, you ain't got to push the brake pedal all the way down to the floor, and you won't blow your piston out in there. That's still a little much. That's pretty good right there. Maybe just another little click off. Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, this side here is done. Like I said, it's not rocket scientist or nothing, but and there's no, like I said, no wrong way of putting these on. You can't put them upside down because it's got the half moon right there. So there's no putting them on upside down, and there's no right or left on them. This is back whenever stuff was simple. And these tires have been on there since day one, and for a 52 Ford, there ain't no wear on them tires. Pretty good. So the front end is not too bad. It kind of road walks a little bit, but as far as the toe end part goes, it's still pretty good. And there's grease certs all on it, so you can grease everything in there. That's why stuff lasted back in the day. All right. And if I hadn't jacked it up that high, it wouldn't have been that hard. And if I wasn't 53 years old today, it'd probably be a little easier to put that on there.
You remember the day we told your dad I was pregnant?
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw him smile ear to ear, and I don't think I ever didn't see him smile from ear to ear after that.
I think we talked about that left hand, right hand stuff, but the front end of these trucks didn't have that on there. It was only them bigger trucks that had them left hand, right hand bolts on them, lug nuts on them. there's that one. I guess we'll go to the other side. I go to the other side. She might record some of that. Maybe we'll get broke into that, and y'all can have another. Watch me do that side and put it back together if y'all want to. If she wants to record it. We're over here on the driver's side now. You don't have to take the tire off to get the hub off. You don't have to take the spindle off to do it. You can. It's got screws right there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But that's a screw right there, and right there. There's 3 of them that hold the hub to the spindle. But it looks like somebody done try to get that one out of there, and I don't want to break my screwdrivers. Them things are, if you got one of them hammer screwdrivers, you could probably get them out of there. But I'm not going to try to break my screwdrivers to get them out. But so you don't have to take the tire off to get the hub off, and you don't have to take the spindle off to get the hub off. But it's just easier. Y'all seen how it is, that pin and that nut, to get that out, all that out of your way. And when you put it back together, it's easier to get underneath there without the tire on there to adjust your brakes.
You can see what you're doing.
Yeah, you can see what you're doing. And it doesn't take that much longer to pull the tire off and to pull this pin out. And I know y'all seen this yesterday. So I'll get broke into this, and we'll get back with y'all. Alright guys, back over here. I'm gonna do a little different on this one. I'm gonna pull these things here off first, I think. There ain't no right or wrong doing this, I don't think. There's your, it's just like the other side. Got your little dilly bottles here. I don't know what them are called, brake holder owners. Yes, I don't know. You just gotta turn it and find that spot that it comes out. Come on. There it is. And then you kind of dilly bobber out right here. And same thing. You wanna, I do. I don't know if you really need to. Just kind of work it there a little bit. Smear a little grease on it. Plenty of grease right there. Remember yesterday we greased all this side up over here, so I don't have to grease none of this stuff over here like I did that side, other side. You want a little grease in there, I do anyway, just to make it a little slicker in there, like so. It'll make it easier to adjust. And it does matter which way you put these in, on which way you turn it to adjust them. This one was in this way, and again I'll be pushing it down, which will be pushing the screwdriver up to adjust the brakes out. If you put it, I don't know if you could put it in the other way and still get to it to that window. Probably couldn't because it sits right there. So you really got to put it in this way so you can get to your adjustment through that window. So it's the same thing. You'll be pulling down on the gear dilly bobber right there to adjust it out. So we'll get these put back together, and we'll get back with you here in just a little bit. We'll get these put together and take it for a test drive so it does. Well, I missed this yesterday whenever we were working on the pad, the driver's side. That push rod is bent real bad and broke. Guess I didn't have my glasses on, that's what it was. But anyway, you can see it's bent and it's got a crack right through there. It would probably work. I could probably just break that off and turn this to the outside, and it would probably work, but we're going to build another one. It's got to cut this off, or this is just as long as that. And I got to cut the bolt off right there and kind of round the end a little bit. I got my calipers out a while ago. This bolt's, it's about the same size.
Ish.
It ain't got to be precise. I mean, it just pushes and pushes and all it does. So it ain't got to be precise, but I got 2 more of them over at Eddie's in the back of that, in that rear end that I took out of that truck. But that's 100 miles away. And I don't want to drive 100 miles to fight the rear end, hub on the rear end. So I think this will work. We got an old brake pad over here that we were using. You can see where it goes in this right here. It goes right in there. So all I gotta do is cut this threads off, round it, taper it a little bit to where it won't mess up that piston, because that piston in there is aluminum. So you don't want nothing sharp on it because it will wear a hole in it. So we'll be back with that here in just a minute. I'll get this cut off and get it rounded off, and we'll look at it. All right, guys, that piece is right there, the one you just see me build, working on. It's behind there. This is the wheel cylinder, and that's the push rod right there. Worked out great. Just because something's made for something doesn't mean you can't make something to make it do something different. If that would make sense.
Okay.
But anyway, we got it all put together here. Like I said, it's just them 2 springs, them things, and that spring and your adjuster. Make sure your adjuster's all the way in when you put the spring on there before you put your hub on there. Don't forget your washer, dilly bobber, whatever that's called, on there to hold your pads on. But anyway, we're gonna put it back together. Put this back together. Y'all seen me do that a while ago, or on the last video. Y'all seen us do this. We done greased this side up, so I don't gotta worry about that. So we'll be back with you here in just a minute, and we'll take it for a test spin. All right, guys, it's like 2 days later, I think. I think it was Friday when we put those pads on there. And we were going to do a video of the test, the braking, but got late Friday, and then Saturday I had to go move the rig, and arthritis messed up a bit, so we didn't do anything Saturday. But today is Sunday, and Anthony's over here, so Anthony and Crystal's going to test the brake job on it. I'm not too sure about it, so I'm going to stay away from it for a little bit. If they make it back, then I know it's good. But anyway, they're going to do some brake testing on it.
We're his guinea pigs.
Yeah, guinea pigs. So they're going to go around the block or whatever. I don't know where they're going to go. But anywho, I guess they're going to take it for a test drive.
Ready, Freddie?
I suppose.
Let's go, Joe.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Well, the brake lights work.
Do you feel like you have to press them all the way down? Or just take a little bit?
Oh yeah.
They work.
Barely touched it.
Barely touched it.
Well, I see you made it back and didn't hit no deers.
Well, it stops. See, there's something.
Does it go one way or the other, or is it
Straight.
straight? Good.
He barely touched it and we stopped.
Good, because you can't jam on them brakes. There might be some stuff underneath there that didn't come with the truck. Anyway, alrighty guys, we're gonna probably end that video right there. Thank y'all for coming along with us. I know we done a video on the back brakes on this truck. We got them working pretty good. Now we got some new front brakes on it, and maybe we can go a couple weeks without working on it now.
Yeah.
All right, thank y'all for watching.
See ya.
I just